education plays in creating jobs in Ohio, and how should it be funded? Congressman Boccieri.
I think quality education is extremely important. We need a well-educated, trained workforce that can critically think, multitask, problem solve. We're competing against countries that are dumping huge amounts of money into their education system. That responsibility is shared between our local, state, and federal governments to make sure that we have access to the most up-to-date and most technologically advanced education system. That being said, we don't discriminate against anybody in this country. Regardless of your socioeconomic standing, you have the opportunity to become anything you want in America. And that's what makes our country so great. Both my parents were teachers. They believed in this system. They gave their heart and soul. To them, it was a vocation and not a career, because the pay was never that great. But I'll tell you this much. A country that makes these right investments, government spending, investing in our workforce, investing in our children, investing in their futures, our country's going to be stronger if we continue to do this. But I'll tell you that education is not only what we need to make investments in. Creating this public-private partnership, like we see with BioOhio, is extremely important. Ohio ranks 10th now in the nation with research and development. We have engineers, we have entrepreneurs, we have innovators that are creating the jobs of the future. Remember, I told you earlier that 7 of 10 jobs didn't exist 10 years ago, a decade ago, and that folks who are creating this type of investment are creating our future. And I'll tell you that I invested and worked closely with Congressman Chris Lee from Buffalo, New York. We both sponsored this research. He's Republican, but we reached across the aisle because we believe this was important for the country. Making permanent research and development tax credits and actually giving a benefit to those communities and companies that manufacture their goods here in America. Believing, both Democrats and Republicans, that when we build it, grow it, and manufacture and assemble it here in America, our country is always stronger. And that starts with a well-educated, trained workforce that can critically think, multitask, and problem solve.
Thank you. Mr. Renacci.
Well, there's no doubt that I believe quality education is important. We need to have trained personnel, we need to have a quality workforce, and we need to have strong education. But I also believe that education needs to be moved back to the local level. States and local government need to be the ones who understand what is being taught in our schools and how we're teaching our children. I believe this is something you can't do from far away. You can't do from Washington, D.C., but you can do locally, right here, whether it's in Worcester, Wadsworth, Canton, Ohio. They're the ones that know what's going on in our school systems. They're the ones that should make those decisions. I believe education should be pushed back to the local level as much as possible.